Hello everybody and welcome back to another money-making extravaganza. For those of you new to this series, we have 4 accounts, 1 main and 3 alts. All of these accounts will have to earn the requirements to do a specific money-making task as efficiently as possible. So without further ado, we have a few requirements to earn, and we should put this moneymaker to the test. Can tempoross actually make you some money? And you might be surprised by today's results. As always, it's good to knock out a couple of things that might give you some fishing experience, like the Fremennik Trials. Funny enough, that's the only thing I didn't level up was fishing, but always good to get it out of the way. Speaking of quests that give you fishing experience, I don't think you could count out the fishing competition, or the massive boost you're given by the Sea Slug quest as well. But when it comes to quests, there's not many that give you fishing experience. There are a couple of more that we can knock out, but we'll save those for later. Instead, we gotta head over to the fishing trawler because the fishing outfit is kind of required. It gives you a leg up in the minigame if you get the Spirit Angler's outfit, and we gotta do it efficiently. And here's what you would call a typical trawler experience. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. But every now and then we will get blessed with success. But we are stuck on this boat until we get 3 full outfits and we've just claimed our first. And we always got to keep pace with our white account, dang it Bobby. It was the account created from scratch just to see how far these random money makers are gonna take us. So when we're looking at the loot tracker for the fishing trawler, I'm not necessarily going to include the money made from the fishing trawler. It's negligible at best, but we do have to look at how many kills it took. With KC totals like 33, 38, and 79. One of these things is not like the other. But since we've got our outfit, it brings us to one more location. And I'm sure most of you are thinking, what the hell, man? This is supposed to be a fishing video. But hear me out. We need the Mando Hammer. So that way, tempoross can never blow away our hammer. And we can equip a harpoon. So the only thing we ever have to worry about is a rope and bucket. And soon we won't have to worry about the rope either. But the process of getting your own handy-dandy Mando Hammer is by getting these baronite deposits and then using them on an anvil. Apparently not that anvil. Okay, reset. The way that you get these deposits is by using the baronite deposits on a baronite anvil. And my main account doesn't necessarily need the Mando Hammer. It already has one. It's just here for moral support, I guess. My main account is always going to be the one in the top left. But instead of me mumbling my whole way through this thing, let's speed it up because this does take a while. Well, sometimes when you keep striking out, sometimes you need a little boost to help. And just imagine if something like Motherlode Mine, the Mining Guild, Blast Mine, or any other place that lets you mine, lets you buy a boost with the currency that you earned within mining. Might be pretty cool. Back to your regularly scheduled failing. Now that we've got our hammer, there is one more thing to think about. We need to get ourselves a Rada's Blessing, because you get a 2% chance to get double fish. That works pretty much everywhere. If you were an extreme Giga Chad, you could go all the way up to the Elite Diary to get a much better chance at the double fishing, but I'll just take my 2% for now. Kinda crazy we haven't trained Slayer once yet, but I'm sure that'll be on the money-making list eventually. We've got the hammer slot, we've got the blessing slot, now we need one more slot to fill. This isn't really necessary, but it's progressing the account and we gotta get it out of the way. Level 40 agility and 49 respectively for both of these accounts. But the thing I'm talking about is gonna be a graceful cape. Sure, we could train Hunter a bit to get a spotty or spotty-er cape, and those would work a little bit better than just the graceful cape. But we're working on getting the entire graceful set. It's going to be needed for things in the future, and that's what we're here for. And after about 6 minutes for you guys, but several hours for me, we're ready to do some fishing. We can finally put to the test, does tempoross make you any money? Let's check it out. You know, I bet a great title for this video would be Your Tempoross KC is 1. And if you guys know who that's from, you gotta leave it down in the comments because I watch a bunch of RuneScape too. Yet another thing I forgot about is the Tempoross Novice Achievement. I'll take it if they're giving it. Wait, that sounds bad. And we're starting this out at about level 50 fishing, everybody. My main account is level 80 fishing, so he doesn't count, but everything else is really, really close to 50, if not 55 fishing. But for some reason, when you start splashing around in the water for so long, they start calling you a champion. A Tempoross champion, and that's another combat task out of the way. And I might as well do a 25 KC check-in. We've got 132 permits on my main account. My main account is fortunate enough to be able to use a dragon harpoon right now. The other accounts aren't exactly at 61 fishing yet, but they will be very soon. And of course we got, dang it, Bobby dragging his ass across the finish line. We've got 106 permits in comparison. The other two accounts are a little bit better, but not by much. That Dragon Harpoon really does make a difference, or maybe I'm just not getting the hang of this just yet. But we'll have to come back at 50 KC and see how we're doing. But here's an important moment, everybody. We finally got everybody all the way up to 61 fishing. Now we can equip our Dragon Harpoons, and everyone has equal chances to get the same amount of permits. In fact, we're going to fish at 50 permits right now. So if anyone has ever done tempoross, then they know that getting the rewards out of the reward pool can be a very tedious thing to do. You will get a little bit of dopamine watching yourself do it the first time maybe, but man, has this become a tedious chore. Sometimes you just want to be able to claim your rewards and not have to wait literally 15 minutes to get them. This video is literally sped up 10 times what it usually is just to be able to barely accommodate the amount of rambling I'm able to have. And we've just actually finished our first set of rewards. All of our accounts are just a little bit over 500,000, except one that was just shy when it came under. But here's the real difference. We've got 1.1 mil on my main account that has over 81 fishing. Because if you have over 81 fishing, you're able to claim the best rewards possible out of the reward pool when it comes to raw fish. And you can tell that those sharks and turtles are really expensive. But that was only 50 KC, and I wanted to see how many spirit flakes we could really get out of those. Unfortunately, it's only about halfway to get the spirit angler's outfit. So you know we gotta push it all the way to 100. And we're back with another 75 kill count check-in because we're doing pretty well this time. Everyone's got just over 110 up to 125 permits now. So no one's lagging behind in the hundreds. And now this brings us to our final kill count check-in. We've got 100 clean kills on each account. And luckily enough for us, we've got essentially 250 permits apiece. Safely letting us call this a 2,000 permit video. Or loot from 400 tempoross kills. So here we go. Going at the reward pool one more time at 10 times speed, mind you. We can expect more of the same. The things we're looking for are the pages and a little bit more of the raw fish to sell on the Grand Exchange. If we get something special like the pet at a rate of 1 in 8,000, that'll be amazing. And the second time for me, actually. But there is one thing that I've never actually got from tempoross, and that would happen to be the Dragon Harpoon, again at a 1 in 8,000 rate. Too bad I already spent at least 6 mil on 3 other Dragon Harpoons. At least that'll recoup some of the cost. And we are getting closer and closer to the end with nearly 2,000 permits cashed in, 400 tempoross kills taken down. And what's the final total here? Astoundingly, again, we have 1.1 mil for the main and around 500k for the alts. If you take away the Dragon Harpoon, that is, because that Dragon Harpoon is a clean 2 million, leaving us at the end of the day with a total profit of about 7 mil from 400 tempoross kills. Sinking nearly 50 efficient hours into tempoross, I think I can efficiently say that this is not a moneymaker. But as some of you may not know, there are a few caskets a part of these rewards as well. And these caskets don't necessarily give you anything except maybe a clue and some gems or jewelry. These gems and jewelry aren't necessarily worth much, but you always have to add it to the total. So let's see what we got. For some reason, dang it, Bobby is always dragging his ass with only 250k from the chest, but we've got almost 400k on the main, bringing our price total to about 8 mil profit. Still not worth it for a 50-hour grind. Luckily, we were able to get everybody their Spirit Angler's outfit, and we even had enough for one more thing. We were able to turn that Heron Blue on my main, which is just absolutely amazing. A little bit disappointed the Dragon Harpoon didn't fill in the collection log slot for tempoross, but I guess that means we just gotta start killing some worms. If you guys did like this video, make sure to like, comment, or subscribe. And until next time, everybody, I'll see you all later. I figure I'll leave the stats up here for anyone who wants to check out these stats and maybe even suggest a couple of money makers we could do for the next few videos. But I've also got something else for you guys at the end. We've got a full kill with all 4 screens if you guys want to see how you can do tempoross on 4 accounts at the same time as well. So let's crack into it. This is how it looks when you kill tempoross on 4 screens. It's not necessarily going to be a guide, but if you do want a guide, I happen to have one. Check out the YouTube channel down below. It's not the quickest way to get 10 points. The firefighter method took that title away from it, but I'm alright with that. If you guys do want to check it out, the link is down below. And let's see what it looks like to kill tempoross times 4. This KC is sped up slightly so you guys don't have to suffer the entire time, but please enjoy. Do keep in mind if you were doing this on just one account for 400 kills, you would get a little bit more money, especially if you were over 81 fishing. That's the main thing when it comes to tempoross, and every time I got a barrel or tackle box, I would have gotten more soaked pages, which is really the money you can make from here. If you don't get a big drop like a tome of water or a Dragon Harpoon. But also just a few final thoughts before we go. How do you guys like the 4 screens? Or would you rather we just focus on one account and you kind of understand that the other 3 screens are keeping up? Or would you like a decent mix of both? We're trying to make this series as good as we can, and you guys are the ones that matter, so I'd love to hear your opinion for it. But other than that, let's get back to the kill.